Gridiron Fanatics. Glad you could join us here for the divisional round of Gridiron Gab Pro Style, where we gab about all things pro football, from the scoops of the regular season to the scores of the postseason and the picks in the offseason. Let's start gabbing.
The autumn winds move like the thunderous waves of Neptune's sacred palace. And here, amongst the blackened soil, lies the ragged hands, worn, torn, and callous. They await with cunning and vicious prowess, for the warriors have returned.
Come on, Dutch! Don't do it! Woo! No way! Woo! 85! Crying out loud! You're making me, you're driving me nuts!
But behold,
Welcome back, you guys. Thank you for joining us as we wrap up the most exciting game of the weekend in the divisional round. I am, of course, Mr. CeeLo, and today was...
that was pathetic.
It's not funny, Ed. Hey, shut up!
Well, I deserved that, you guys. I actually thought that...
You to think. I don't give you enough information to think. You do what you're told. That's what you do.
Yeah. Anyhow, the Chiefs pull out a 27-24 victory in their first road game of the playoffs in the Patrick Mahomes era. I did not know this. And they will be appearing in their fifth or sixth, I think it's their fifth, AFC Title game. Sixth, excuse me. And... you know, this is one of those games, you can stick it on Tyler Bass, but there are certain things that, as well as Josh Allen played in this game, you guys, he failed when they needed him most. He had like 3 incompletions, and I'm not just going to put this all on him. As Joe Brady failed yet again.
It's official. You suck.
When I was just talking about this guy, they totally did not do what they were doing to be successful these past 8 games. Did not. Now, am I going to say the defense had its issues? Of course. But let's look here. Let's look at this. Josh Allen took 39 passes. Neither one of these guys were sacked, by the way. But we're looking at this, and I'm saying to myself, Buffalo ran more plays. And they ran the ball more effectively. Well, I would say it was even keel. Led by Josh Allen, which was a problem that I had later on in this game. By the way, Jason Kelsey, put your damn shirt on, bro. As well as he played, I can tell you, Stephen A. Smith's gonna carve him up, because there's gonna be a lot of guys that are gonna say that Josh Allen just couldn't get it done in crunch time, and I don't want to say it's all on him. Tyler Bass has to make the field goal, but Allen, if you hit Stephon Diggs going across the middle of the field. But then again, Josh Allen could also say that beautiful throw he made, that 50-yard bomb he made down the field. Diggs got a hand on it. He didn't make the grab. It would have been a tough grab. I'll admit that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I honestly did not think. I did not believe that the Buffalo Bills were going to lose this game. I felt like everything was set up for this team to get to the AFC title game and slay that dragon they had not been able to slay in the playoffs. Joe Brady called a phenomenal first half. I mean, that was all the bragging at the halftime when you look here and you see they're up 17-13. And I'm going to be honest with you. The first part of this, the thing that's going to cost them, there's several plays I can point to. But the one I'm going to point to in the first half was when they drove that thing down the field and they were unable to punch it in. I honestly felt that even though Josh Allen had 12 carries in this game, this should have been a game he carried the ball 15, 16 times. When you look at that one drive where, and I mean, don't get me wrong, Brady figured that out the 2 other times that he took it in for scores. But that one where you had to kick the field goal, you have to always remember that Josh Allen is a guy that is capable of scoring that way. You can't eliminate that as an option. As we saw, 12 carries, 72 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And even to the point where I was watching later on, and it was that third down play where even Kansas City still had guys coming up, but where you had Diggs going on that crosser. The reason why that's there is because of Kansas City's subconscious that, hey, this guy could take off running. And they closed that up. Not in the middle of the field, but up on the front line where he was not going to be able, which in turn allowed Allen to have that stuff short. Brady called the perfect play. I will give him that. Joe Brady called the perfect play, but for whatever reason, Allen was deciding he was going to go for the end zone, which did not make sense anyway, because had you made it, you were still going to have a minute and something with Mahomes. What are you doing? What is the whole point of you getting the clock under 2 minutes when this guy beat you with 13 seconds? No, it makes no sense. And then the other problem I had with the coaching philosophy was, why in the world are you not taking more shots down the field? You took that one shot with Diggs. And if Kansas City was bringing the pressure, which I agree with some of with most of what Joe Brady did, you're getting it out fast. But at some point when you're getting that type of pressure and they're backing off, which Kansas City did not pressure him nearly as much as they normally would. That was what I did not understand. I didn't see nearly as much pressuring as you normally would see. And I thought what they should have done was put more of an emphasis on getting him out of the pocket, making Kansas City think where the ball is going. And as I said, Kansas City is just, their defense ain't pretty. I mean, they gave up 182 yards on the ground, 186 to Josh Allen. And Mahomes did his thing. He was 17 of 23, 215. You know, what's insane is he threw it 23 times. Pacheco had 15 carries, 97 yards on a score. They had 24 carries for a buck 46 and a score rushing as a team. But you just watch this game and it's kind of like, oh man. Oh man. And you can't even, revert back to the Damar Hamlin fourth down carry attempt on the fake punt that didn't make it, because Miko Hardman turned right back around and gave them the football at the goal line. And it seemed to me like Joe Brady has no creativity when it comes to the run game. And there were a couple of plays you could question that, but Kansas City is a team that they're not flashy. Spags does what he does, and it just seemed like Joe Brady was overmatched in the second half when he adjusted. Because, you're looking at a team, it was 14-7 in the second half. That's what it was, 14-7. It looked like Joe Brady couldn't adjust. And I'm just going to say it. James Cook didn't have a bad game, but he ain't that dude. He ain't that dude. He's not. I think Buffalo needs to go out. They need to find a real guy. And I'm going to be honest with you. You know who's a guy that they could use? I'll do a special. And you guys can find out. But looking here, Buffalo goes home again, hearing the two most dreaded words in Buffalo's history, wide right. I don't want to blame Tyler Bass, but if I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, he's probably gone. Even as good of a season as he had, it's just one of those you can't miss. It's a 44 yarder. Is that what it was? Yeah, you can't just 44. It was 44. But as I said before, I blame Allen because Allen had some major easy throws later on in that game, as well as, and I'm not gonna say that the Kansas City Chiefs were on the ropes, because they were. There were times they were on the ropes, and honestly, that's where you are either that good and the other team is just not good enough. And Mahomes has been able to do that. He's been, getting things done despite having the follies of his receivers. And as I said, Bass spoke with reporters after the game. He said snap was good, hold was great. I got to play it a bit more to the left when it's left to right win. Yeah, so the Buffalo Swirling Winds did it to him, and that's why I feel like it's so tough. It's so tough, and it goes back to the whole Scott Norwood. Now, if you guys don't know who Scott Norwood was, he was the guy that was wide right in the Super Bowl. So, yeah. Unfortunately, you look and you say, like I said, there are people on Twitter that are speaking about the two plays that they had. I didn't understand what was going on in Josh Allen or Joe Brady's head. You've got 2 minutes. And, as I said, you've got Stephon Diggs wide open. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you have to go for the touchdown if it's there. No, you don't. You need a field goal. The biggest thing you don't want to have happen is you lose this game because Mahomes gets the ball back with time left. That is what you want to do. And then the third down play was even worse. I don't know what the heck Joe Brady is calling here. What's just really tragic to me is, what's really frustrating to me is you have fans that are truly loyal to, Bills Mafia is truly loyal, but I don't know how much longer this is going to go between Sean McDermott, and I'm going to be honest with you, do I think Joe Brady stays on? I don't think so. Because the run plays that they call there, at least 2 of those plays, Josh Allen's got to carry the football yet again. Or you put something in there where it's a run-pass option. And what I mean by run-pass, it's a Josh Allen run-pass. Kind of like what he did early in the game. He runs the ball and throws that football parallel to another guy. And he did it several times. I think you got to get creative with Josh Allen. And you have to get guys that are on the same page with him. Isaiah Pacheco is phenomenal player. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you ain't talking about Kansas City. Well, Kansas City didn't do anything. I don't want to say special because that's passe, but I was not overly impressed because there were just plays that the Buffalo Bill defense just fell asleep. And of course, we saw they were riddled with injuries in their linebacking core. Not gonna say I make excuses for him, but yeah, when you got that many guys hurt, and especially with the Kelsey Kelsey touchdown where nobody was around the most dynamic receiver in the Chiefs on the Chiefs roster at this point. That's gonna have to change. But yeah, congratulations to the Chiefs as well for being on the verge of breaking the most consecutive AFC title games in history. Valdez-Scantling had a big grab along the sideline, but again, Kelsey 5 grabs, 75 yards, 2 scores. And I don't know, with the Buffalo Bills season coming to an end on... This is going to be another offseason where you look at Stephon Diggs. Is he going to have one of these, I don't want to call them a meltdowns, but these, it's pretty much like it's been the last 2 seasons where he and Josh Allen have not been happy the way the season ended. Or Stephon Diggs feeling the way he did. Because I'm going to be honest with you, the brother's running wide open. He probably picks up a first down and more. So I don't know where this is going to go. Hopefully it's not the end. We've said this before. We've seen this show before. And I hope it's not the end. But let me know what you guys think as the Chiefs pull out a 27-24 win over the Bills. And the Chiefs will move on to face the Ravens at M&T Stadium at 3 o'clock on next Sunday for the AFC title. It's going to be a good one. And I look forward to it, you guys. Let me know who you think are gonna win. I'm gonna put a poll up later on this week on the Facebook page and see what you guys think, and as well as the NFC title game. But as I said, that's gonna do it for me here. Chiefs 27, Bills 24. Bills fall once again to Mahomes and the Chiefs. Till the next time, same Gap channel, same Gap platform.
But behold, there is a warm breeze that comes from the west. The blazing sounds of victory fuel their everlasting quest. It is a call to arms, for they are here. An army that has the will to challenge and the will to dare.